Welcome back, Duelists. Casual Duelist here yet again, and you'll notice yesterday I did not do a test hands video for that Dinosaur deck. There's a reason for that. It's pretty straightforward, and it's the most cookie cutter version of the deck. It's very basic. You guys can do anything you want to it, and it'll modify a bunch of really cool ways. Additionally, since we're getting back at it, since it is 2022, a new year, new channel, all that fun stuff. I really wanted to do two decks this week because, the Pokemon channel isn't doing so well and is probably about to become a canceled project. And because of that, I'd like to focus back to where it started. This is what I came here to do on YouTube. So this is what I'm going to continue to do on YouTube. And it is what it is. Now, real quick, I did get this deck from as a viewer submission. So I'm not even going to attempt. You know what? I'll attempt. Let's say that's ThaddausTentakel. Thank you for submitting this build. This is I want to say this was a 44 card deck actually, for the main deck. He also presented a sideboard, but I don't do sideboards in the videos because, again, depending on what you guys are playing regionally, this will change. I mean, there's certain cards that are just always going to be good, and, you know, you could just always say, just do that. But, like, honestly, if you're just going to locals, if you're just playing around for fun, if you're here because you guys are a casual duelist as well, it's going to change based on your regional meta. So his deck was a combination of, and I'm sure that you guys saw this on the title card, the Nephythys deck as well as the Dinosaurs, putting them together, two separate engines. We did play test this. He did ask me to try it out. It's crazy. I changed one card, my guy. I changed your Avermax from the extra deck into the Nephythys Sacred Flame Link Monster. And it's not even that I didn't have Avermax. I really wanted to see the other Red Phoenix in here. That's all. So let's go ahead. Let's talk over your deck. First up was a single copy Cerulean Sacred Phoenix and Nephythys. Good card, great card. And then kind of a standard move here. He ran 3 copies Conductor and 3 copies of Devotee. So that's his 7 ritual monsters. If you guys even need to pause it, you guys can pause it. I'm not going to do any screen cap over that. We're just going to go ahead and get those off the mat for you real quick, and we'll keep going. The rest of his Nephythys engine was as 1 Chronicler, pretty standard. 3 Disciples, all right. 2 Matriarchs, and honestly, I played this back and forth between a single Matriarch and a double Chronicler, and the single Chronicler and the double Matriarch. And you know what? They both work. So it wasn't bad either way. And then last up would be a single copy of the Sacred Phoenix Nephythys. So that handles all of the Nephythys side of the monster build. Let's just go ahead and get those guys up off the table as well now. And again, this was so much fun. I really enjoy it when you guys send me stuff like this to play around with. His Dinosaurs. He was running 2 copies and an Adorned Archosaur. And again, I just recently picked it. Well, I've had his deck a couple weeks now. That's still pretty recent. Did recently pick up a playset of this, so this is very easy for me to go ahead and play test that and show you guys. So he ran 2. Triple Baby Cerusaurus, which again, if you guys remember in my deck profile, that's what I ran there. 1 Pankratops. And again, this card doesn't matter. You guys can play this in any deck that you want. It just makes more sense here because the Dinosaurs, he cut his Giant Rex down to 1 where mine was 2. Continues out with the single Miscellaneousaurus. Also running the 2 Petite Pterodons, so I think we might be on the same wavelength there. Again, since he's playing 2 ideas, he cut his Soul-Eating Oviraptors to 2. And again, just 2 copies of the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Again, less targets to banish definitely puts some strain on the use of this card. So it makes more sense to be at 2 in his build. And in my build, it was just kind of an aesthetic choice. So again, just real quick, that's not a lot of cards on the mat. So I'll just be awkward and get into the camera frame like that. And then he also ran one other cool card, and it was the barrier statue of the Storm Winds. And I better not use my commons. The last time I used a common one of these, somebody said it was fake. So we're gonna use the way faker looking maximum gold, foil with ultra rare foil without foil. Sorry. And again, this is really cool because again, this can help your deck set up a nice lock. So it was very appreciated. There was a couple of games where that actually ended up mattering, like by leaps and bounds. And then the spells are pretty basic. So again, we're going to go over to the Nephythys side first. 3 copies, Preparations of Rites. And then, of course, 3 copies pre-prep. And then 3 copies Rebirth of Nephythys. So again, it's a lot of how to get into our rituals and, of course, the ritual itself. And then the Dinosaur end, again, because you're running like a half and half build here. The double evolution pill, again, I get that. The triple fossil dig, and I get that. And then the one card that just kind of tech and goes in there, single call by the grave. I am going to use a little bit of magic this time. Watch this. And kaboom, the cards are gone. So again, it ends up being, I want to say that was a 44 card deck. And again, I probably could have just counted that. I didn't want to. Didn't think about it either. And you know what? He's right. One of the things that we went back and forth with was I was like, is this going to work being above 40? Like, I don't mind a 41, even a 42 card deck. 44 and up is something I generally reserve when I'm playing Lightsworn, just because, again, it'll offset the mill just a little bit, but allows you to play maximized copies of a lot of things that you may not have maximized previously just because of the mill. So, again, he told me, it was like, look, when it goes off, it's gonna go off. And he was absolutely right. It has explosive movement. Again, I'm not going to pretend to totally understand every in and out of this, so I'm not going to present a combos video for this. But it is important to me that you guys all get to see what he was working with. Let's check out his extra deck here real quick. So, again, going the way I said it was the way I would have done it. Single Dolka and single Logia. Sorry, it's going to bother me because I love alphabetics. And those are going to be his 2 Xyz, and then he's going to run 13 links for you guys. Again, if you want to follow his more, change the Cerulean, the Nephythys Sacred Flame into a Avermax, and then you have his list 100%. It's literally the only thing I changed. But he does run the single Apollosa, the single Boral Sword, single IP, 1 each of Cerberus, Phoenix, and Nightmare unicorns. Sorry. 1 Link Karibo. Again, this was his Avermax. This is my Sacred Flame. 2 copies of the Sacred Preserver. 1 copy Saryuja. And again, I didn't think that this was going to come in handy, but there were times where I was getting all of the effects of Saryuja, so this was really cool. The single copy Simorg, Bird of Sovereignty, and then the 1 copy Underworld, Goddess of the Cursed World. Guys, again, thanks to my locals and a couple of really cool duelists down there, I was able to not only just replace the 1 copy that I had damaged, but actually managed to get a 2nd copy of this card. So expect this to be in a lot more deck profiles coming up. But like, this is a very good just extra deck, just in general. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you only came here for the deck list today. And that has been served. So if that's all that you came here for today, I really do want to thank you for taking the time to stop on by and check this deck out with us. It means a lot. If you guys would like to support the channel and you're not sure how, just go ahead and click subscribe if you haven't already. Easiest, simplest thing. And, maybe keep watching the channel. That helps a lot too. And it makes me smile. Additionally, you guys just go and have a great day. Everybody else, if you're curious about what the cards do, maybe you guys didn't check out my Nephythys profile right around Thanksgiving. Maybe it's been long enough to forget a couple of the card effects. Or you didn't see my Dinosaur profile. Maybe you don't know what these dinosaurs do, which I, again, find highly unlikely because you guys are incredibly smart. And it does seem to be played pretty universally. So let's just go through that now. So I'm going to start with the extra deck because it's closer to me and I think it's more fun. So Dolka and Logia are essentially the same card. They are going to be rank 4 Xyz made up of 2 level 4 dinos. Dolka is slightly better. Logia is slightly better. Definitely depends on your situation. Dolka is going to say that during either player's turn when a monster's effect activates, you may detach material to negate and destroy the card, which again can go after hand traps, making him excellent. Logia, on the other hand, will require both materials to be pitched at the same time, but during either player's turn when a monster or monsters would be either A, normal summoned, B, special summoned, C, a spell or trap would be activated. Detach the materials, negate the action, destroy the card or cards. Fantastic. Apollosa, you guys know Apollosa. We're here to block effects. Boral Sword, we're here to punch over things. Because again, I didn't get lucky. I did not get the access code talker. IP Masquerena here for the protection in the builds and messing during your opponent's main phase. The Nightmare package is for dealing damage. Well, not damage, but like helping break and disassemble boards. Cerberus on a discard will go ahead and take out one of your opponent's special summon monsters. Phoenix, a spell trap, and Unicorn will seal 1 card back to their deck. Link Karibo is going to help us climb while offering small protections. Again, I did not play the Avermax. I couldn't find it, okay? Let's be honest. I just couldn't find it, guys. I know it's in one of my deck boxes, but I have like 50 of them, and I really wasn't trying to search. So instead, I wanted to use the Sacred Flame, which is 2+ monsters, including a ritual monster. And then, while this card is in the extra zone, monsters your opponent control cannot target Nephythys monsters in the main zones for attacks. This card gains effects based on a number of ritual monsters used for its link summon. Again, we want to do all 3 because these effects are cumulative, just like with Saryuja. So if we have at least 1 or more, they cannot be destroyed. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. If it's 2 or more, it can also not be destroyed by card effects. Gains 1200, bringing it up to 36. And if we did all 3, neither player can target this card with effects. It may not be destroyed by battle, may not be destroyed by card effect, and gains 2 instances of 1200, allowing it to double over to 4800. I personally just like it as a boss monster, and that's why I included it. The 2 preservers are just 2 Nephythys monsters. You can only use the following effect once per turn. During the main phase, if this was link summoned, you can activate one of the following effects. Either A, add 1 level 8 winged beast monster from the deck to the hand, then add 1 ritual spell from the graveyard to your hand, or B, destroy 1 Nephythys monster this card points to, and special summon 1 Nephythys monster with a different name from your graveyard, negating its effects. Which is, again, just fine, because generally you step up off of this into the other one when you do that. It is a good link climb effect while setting up something else. Saryuja, again, 2+ monsters, different names. It is link 4. And as long as you can, again, do all of the things, it gains all of the effects. So if you do gain all of the effects, on 2+ monsters, normal or special summon to a zone this points to, gain 300 AD. If 4 or more, also once per turn during the main phase, you may special summon from your hand. And then if when all 4, you can also draw 4, place 3 from the hand at the bottom of the deck in any order. So it's the best way to correct a bad hand if you have the time and resources to make it. The Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty is pretty cool. 2+ monsters, including a winged beast. Cannot be used as link material, which is fine. Your opponent cannot target this card or a winged beast monsters this points to with card effects. If this card would be destroyed by battle, you can destroy one other Simorgh you control instead. During the end phase, you can special summon 1 winged beast monster from your hand or deck with a level equal to or lower than the number of unused spell traps on the spell trap zones on the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. Guys, this is why the Stormwind statue's in here. This is the combination. This is the thing that lets you do that and just be nasty with it. And then you've got the Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. And I miss saying this. This is a link 5, guys. So 4+ effect monsters. You can also use the monster your opponent controls as material to link summon this card. If this is link summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. This link summon card is unaffected by opponent's activated effects unless they target this card Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that special summons a monster or monsters from the graveyard as a quick effect, you can negate that activation. So again, just another fantastic example of a good card in a great tech card. Going back into the main deck, we do have the Cerulean Phoenix and Nephythys. The Cerulean Phoenix, again, all three of these guys are going to be able to be ritual summoned through the rebirth of Nephythys. This guy can only use each effect once per turn. During the main phase, you can destroy Nephythys cards in the hand or face up on the field equal to a number... destroy a number of cards and then an equal number of monsters your opponent controls. Second effect, during the next standby phase after this was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon it back from the graveyard. So again, just go ahead, have him target himself as part of the destruction, push for the extra card, and then it, just like a regular Phoenix, it just keeps coming back. And again, Thad, I get it. That's why it's at 1. 3 copies Conductor, because, Conductor, I talked about this, is one of the best cards to be added for this. Again, talks about Rebirth of Nephythys. If this is ritual summoned, you can special summon 1 Nephythys ritual monster from the hand or deck except Conductor, treated as a ritual summon. It is a free summon. It is a free extension because you played this. And this can allow you to immediately go into your big blue bird. And again, you're going to play your big blue bird for nothing. And it's going to count as a ritual summon, so you can keep coming back. And this is just, you could stop the effect right there. This is the perfect extension for Nephythys. However, it does get more. It says if this card is tributed or destroyed by Nephythys card effect, you can activate this effect. During the next standby phase, destroy up to 3 Nephythys cards except ritual monsters, 1 each from the hand, deck, and field. And you can only use each effect once per turn. So again, it's fine, it's fantastic, and a little overlooked thing, it is a 2-star with 2,000 attack points. Don't forget that. Sometimes that matters, and I have punched for game with it. And then, of course, you got Devotee. Again, you can ritual summon it with the Rebirth. Each of the effects once per turn. If this is ritual summoned, you can activate this effect, special summon 1 Nephythys monster from the deck. And during the end phase of this turn, destroy this card. Which is fine. You just play a smaller card, or you play the original Sacred Phoenix. If this card is in the graveyard, you can destroy 1 Nephythys card in your hand, and if you do, special summon this card. So again, it does have a form of bringing itself back, which is fantastic, and just noteworthy. We do play the single Chronicler in this version. You guys can also play around with the Matriarch Chronicle ratios. You can always flip the 2-1 the other way. Chronicler. Target 1 Nephythys card in the graveyard except Chronicler. Destroy 1 card in your hand, and if you do, add the target from the discard back to your hand. During the next standby phase after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Nephythys card from the graveyard to the hand except same name. Each effect once per turn. So again, it's very good. Disciple, very good. Probably my favorite main deck, non-ritual card for this deck. 2 stars. During the main phase, you can destroy 1 card in your hand, and if you do, add 1 Nephythys monster from your deck to your hand except Disciple. During the next standby phase after this is destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, add 1 Nephythys spell trap from your deck to the hand, each effect once per turn. I just think it's the most useful effect. Apparently, we think the same because it's, again, at 3. Matriarch, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Nephythys card in the graveyard except Matriarch. Destroy 1 card in hand, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster in defense position. Negate its effects. During the next standby phase after this was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard. Use this effect, each effect once per turn. And again, guys, we're destroying cards in the hand, which means we're destroying Petite Pterodon. We're destroying Baby Cerusaurus, which means we're summoning dinosaurs while we're trying to play the Phoenix. So please don't get too confused. This is an amazing thing. And then again, Sacred Phoenix and Nephythys once per turn during the end phase after this card was destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard. Special summon it from the graveyard, and if you do, destroy all spell traps on the field. It's essentially Heavy Storm that just keeps bringing itself back. Okay, back over to the dinosaurs. And again, we're going to try to crush the rest of this deck real quick, because again, I just explained a lot of these earlier this week, just 2 days ago. The Animador and Archosaur, when it is normal or special summoned, you can destroy 1 dinosaur in the hand or face up on the field, except same name, to add. And we're going to forget the first line and go to the second one. 1 evolution pill spell from the deck to the hand. Okay? We don't care about the other ones. Although since you could add winged beasts, you could definitely choose one of your two big birds, and you could technically add one of those off the Archosaur. A little less powerful than going for the evolution pill, but it is what it is. Let me just kind of do this again. So Baby Cerusaurus and Petite Pterodon are essentially the same effect. When this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon one level 4 or lower dinosaur type from the deck. With Baby Cerusaurus, it can attack that turn. With Petite Pterodon, it cannot. Otherwise, it is essentially the same card. We're going to play 5 overall copies. And again, this is really going to help. We do have the Pankratops for some disruption. If the opponent controls more monsters than we do, we can special summon this card. And then once per turn as a quick effect, we contribute a Dino Wrestler that we control, target a card that our opponent controls, and destroy it. So again, he's pretty beefy already. He's already at 2,600, and he's just going to keep doing work for us. Again, a lot of the dinosaur stuff is going to have some banish effects, which means we're going to want the Giant Rex on our squad. Cannot attack directly if this card is banished. You can special summon this card, and if you do, this card gains 200 attack for each of your banished dinosaurs. You can only use this effect of Giant Rex once per turn. Again, it's going to have to battle monsters, so we technically just want to use it to do link climbs in this version. But maybe I was wrong. Miscellaneousaurus, big effect here. During either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard during the main phase. Dinosaur monsters you control are unaffected by opponent's activated effects, which gives you a nice blanket effect. You can banish any number of dinosaurs from the graveyard, including this, to special summon a dinosaur from the deck with a level equal to the number of monsters banished to activate this effect, but destroyed during the end phase. And again, this is another great way, because if you're just going to use it on one, you could use it to get the Animadorned Archosaur out real quick, or just play out one of the smaller guys. And again, since this effect would destroy that monster during the end phase of the turn anyway, if you don't have a destruction effect to kill the Petite or the Baby Cerusaurus, don't worry about it. You're still going to get your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. We do have the 2 copies solely using Oviraptor when it is normal or special summoned. You can take one dinosaur type from the deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. So it's either a tutor, which doesn't require level to be taken into account, or it is Foolish Burial, which makes it amazing. You can target one other level 4 or lower dinosaur type on the field, destroy it, then special summon one dinosaur from the graveyard in defense. And again, this is usually where I start to pick and choose for going into Dolka and Lagia. Just what I did. Maybe that's right, maybe that wasn't. We got the 2 copies of the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Get ready for this paragraph. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be first special summoned from the hand, by banishing 2 dinosaur types from the graveyard. Again, Giant Rex makes it 1 because he's going to jump to the field. Once per turn during either player's main phase, you can destroy a monster in your hand or field. And if you do, change all face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. And at the start of the damage step, if this would attack a defense position monster card, you can inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent. And if you do, the defense monster is sent to the graveyard. So we're not actually going to battle them. And again, I did say this last time, as long as it isn't a link monster your opponent has, if they have a full board plus an extra zone card, as long as it's not a link monster up front, this is a maximum of 6,000 damage. And all 6 cards being off-boarded with 1 effect. But again, that's why the Giant Rex is in here, is to you generally crash into whatever may be up there. And then, of course, there's the Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. Like I said, this is why you play the Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty. This helps you generate a Wind-based lock. Neither player can special summon except Wind. And then, of course, you just need to get it back off the field before you do anything. Going into the spells, and the spells will go quick. We have the Preparation of Rites. Add a level 7 or lower ritual monster from the deck to the hand. Then you can add 1 ritual spell from the graveyard to the hand. So we're always going to get the first search, and we do not need to perform the second part if we can't. Then you got the pre-preps. Add a ritual spell from the deck to your hand, and add a ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand whose name is listed somewhere on that ritual spell card. You may only activate 1 of these per turn, so this is easy. You have the Rebirth of Nephythys. So just real quick, if you come down here, you will see that it does say Devotee and Sacred Phoenix. So those 2 are definitely applicable when using the pre-prep. Anyway, the effect here is this could be used to ritual summon any Nephythys ritual monster. Tributes must equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster that you summon. Then if you tributed a devotee or a Cerulean Sacred Phoenix of Nephythys, you can also destroy a card on the field. So very cool. Going into the dino parts, the double evolution pill. Banish one dinosaur monster and one non-dinosaur monster from your hand and or graveyard. You can do them both from the graveyard. Special summon one level 7 or higher dinosaur from your hand or deck, ignoring summoning conditions, and you can only activate one of these per turn. And again, you're able to search it. The deck is half and half. 2 is more than enough. The fossil digs allow us to add a level 6 or lower dino from the deck to the hand, allowing us to get most of our plays off. And Call by the Grave, just the last card, just you want to not fall victim to too many hand traps while you're playing. You do want your combo pieces to go off, and that, my friends, is an amazing deck. And again, Thad, I hope I can call you that, but seriously, thank you. Thank you for showing me this deck list, letting me play around with it, and giving me the permission to share this with everybody else. Seriously, guys, everybody thank him down in the comments if you like. And seriously, guys, have a great day. I got to get to work on something else. Me and the wife are thinking we're going to do something with the Karibo brothers. We did pick up a ton of them the last time we were at the card shop. We didn't end up going this last week. She got ill. I was still recovering from some food poisoning. But the week before that, you guys will remember the loot report. And we did. We got a ton of them. And yeah, I just want to build something fun. So I'm going to go work on that. And I want you guys to just enjoy the rest of your day. Go do something fun for yourselves, all right? All right. I'll see you guys later.